Hello, everyone. We have Phoebe Long with us today. Phoebe is an author of Breakthru Approach using 3P.L.A.Y. She is also an international faculty member of Breakthroughs International for Brain Gym and Movement-Based Learning Program. So without any further ado, let me go to Phoebe and ask her this question about what is 3P.L.A.Y?
Thank you, Minas, for the opportunity to share about the 3P.L.A.Y. The Breakthru Approach using 3P.L.A.Y. is a book that I write. It is a organic behavior transformation model, which constitute 3 ripple of effects that enables and empowers process using different and collaborative approaches. So why do I develop this model? As you know that I have been working with children for many, many years, and I also deal with the parents. I realized that there is a pattern where parents constantly come and say that, Phoebe, my child is not listening. My child is not focusing. The teacher say they cannot follow instruction. Then he scream and yell at home. What can I do? So the parents say, I have used the soft way, I have used the hard way. It doesn't show any improvement. So the whole process caused me to think for a solution. So therefore, I discovered that it's not about how much parents need to do for the child or need to change the child, but the children's behavior actually is a mirroring of how they were being treated. So therefore, the whole heartbeat of the Breakthru Approach with 3P.L.A.Y. is to create a framework for parents first to identify their own needs. Let me show you a diagram. This is what I mean by the Breakthru Approach with 3P.L.A.Y. that constitute 3 ripple of effects with the enabling and empowering processes. So it's a process, okay, that helps to turn the obstacle into opportunity. So the first ripple talks about parents, the adults, being present so that we can listen to the needs of the child and the struggle, and that we can acknowledge them before we can actually celebrate that the obstacle that they face are actually opportunities that are available for them to learn and for us to learn. And moving on, the second ripples talks about being teachable. First is being available, being present. Secondly is being teachable, to learn again. That's where we start to plan using different modalities, looking into the importance of the words that we speak, the way we communicate to our child. And of course, in the process, when we only look at the strength, we could appreciate the child. When we are looking in their weakness, that we will constantly complain. Yeah, so therefore the 3P.L.A.Y. focuses on strength-based approach, looking at what the child can do and how can we enhance them further in the whole development. As then, if we were to do the first ripple and second ripple, we can actually see the third ripple into fruition, where the third ripple is being loving, that we can influence the child. So therefore, we can measure the progress, what they have overcome, what are the milestones that they have achieved. And in doing so, the transition of a milestone require one person to be mature, to lead, to take charge of their own life. So therefore, leading, what kind of opportunity that we would need to give to the child to lead. And in doing so, when the child could lead, they actually build confidence, and they will be inspired to be who they want to be, not to be what the parents want them to be, but they can be their true self. The whole breakthrough approach, which is the organic behavior transformation model, is to help us, the adults and the children, to feel respectful and relaxed in being our best. So this is what the whole 3P.L.A.Y approach is.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Phoebe. And I know that 3P.L.A.Y helps everyone, whether you're dealing with a child with special needs or a neurotypical child or even your own relationship. Can you share with us anything, any feedback that you have got or anything that difference that you have seen when a child of a special needs has used it with this approach with her child?
Certainly. There's so many stories. Some doctors say that it's a miracle where a child who has a disconnection of a brain, who could not walk and could not use part of the body, and who had turned around to be able to use it and start walking and start going to school. It's a miracle because I do not deal with the child first. Now, this particular child was about 4 years old when I first met. The mom is so stressed and constantly saying that the child is stubborn, the child is not listening. He consider that she doesn't want to brush her teeth, he's lazy to walk. So what I do is that I invited the parents to pause. The 3P.L.A.Y, the first ripple is about being available. The power of timeliness and appropriateness. What is timely for the parents at that moment is not to blame the child for not able to brush the teeth or not able to do things because she already have a disconnected brain. She is not a wholesome person. She is struggling to do so. Yet, parents who do not have the resources and feeling helpless thought that only scolding will wake up the child. And not knowing that by scolding, it actually push the child further away to defend themselves with the fight and flight mode. So when the parents understand that it's important to take care of themselves first, how do you regulate oneself? How do you understand that when the child is not listening, which part of our experience or our bad experience were being triggered? And learning how to diffuse our own stress through the movement-based learning technique, through simple readiness routine, help them to calm down, to observe what does the child really need at that moment. So in that particular situation, I invited the parents to appreciate the child for a little effort, to play with the child, to hold the child's hands, to prompt the child, and then let go the hand when she was holding the walker. And previously, the therapist has to bandage the child's hand with on the walker in order for her to practice using the walker. But as soon as they remove the bandage, the hands drop and she couldn't use the walker. So the 3P.L.A.Y approach first, it says that when the parents or the therapists are relaxed, we're going to hold the hand and we're going to talk to the child and encourage, let's see how long can you hold on to the walker. As we remove the hand, she could hold for 3 seconds. And we celebrated, wow, you did for 3 seconds. The next time, we did some movement-based learning technique of core activation and spinal walking to help the child's neurological ready. And now we're going to do the practice again, and now let's walk again. Can you walk for 5 seconds? Do you know what the child could do? As soon as we let go the hand, we start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before the hand dropped. And therefore, this was a miracle. From a 3 second, now she could hold to 7 seconds. With this attitude of appreciation and encouragement, it doesn't require any tools, but it's really organic. It's really of our attitude towards encouragement and appreciation. That child, within that 1 month, she could walk with a walker for more than 5 minutes from one corner of the house to the other corner of the house. What did she need? Not complain, not blaming, not accusation, but constant appreciation. Yeah, so this is one of the case that was for more of those children who are very severely. There are also many other situations that we can see in the real life, typical children who do not wear their shoe laces. Yeah, so that is also another situation that I could share. Do I have the time?
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm sure parents would love to hear that.
So this is a 10 years old boy who have some challenges with Asperger. She could do many things with recognition of words, but yet the self-help skill was very limited. So one day after school, so he was getting ready to go back and the shoelaces on the shoe was loosened. At the gate was a grandma asking, "Faster, let's go." At the door was the facilitator who noticed that the shoelaces was loosened. So the child was like in a dilemma and the facilitator says that, "Please tie your shoelaces." Guess what this 10 years old boy said to the facilitator? "Tie for me." Now, at that moment, if you are the grandma, what would your feeling, what would your thinking? Would you say that such a troublesome, just change the shoe into a zap-on shoe so that this will not happen? And what would the facilitator do? It's a very peak hour. It's a crucial hour where it's dismissal time, a lot of movement, and therefore at that moment, what would you do if you're a facilitator? Now, I'm thankful for this facilitator who did not just do it for the child and then send him off, but rather what she did was that she did a quick movement break to reset the brain, to help the child and say, "Thank you for asking me to help you. Let me show you how to do it." Now, due to time limitation, the facilitator showed the child by holding his hand and tie the shoelace until the last step where he needs to pull the string by himself. That is where the facilitator used a backward chaining. She let go the hand and said, "Now your turn. You pull it by yourself." And when the child did, and they said, "Well done, you did it today." And so the child went back confidently and learning one part of the shoelace tying. The facilitator was very calm in applying the 3P.L.A.Y for not rushing through, but yet took a little bit more, about 20 seconds to complete the process. And the child went back feeling good rather than condemned or feeling helpless. In this generation, many children has been helped on. Many children learn helplessness because they do not acquire their living skill or independence in taking care of themselves. So what the breakthrough approach using 3P.L.A.Y is to revisit every situation and using a very structured way of helping parents to first notice of their need, then notice what the child really needs. Do you know this boy, within a month, he could tie his shoelaces on independently. And what did he really need was a consistent guidance and letting go and encouragement. And he did it, and now he's independent in clearing one milestone, that is tying shoelaces. Well, he has been helped for 10 years. Nobody discovered that there is a need, that he can do it. But using the breakthrough approach with 3P.L.A.Y, the facilitator constantly sees the teachable moment and help the child to feel enabled and empowered to take care of themselves. And the parents also learn how to pause to identify the needs of the child for that moment. So I hope these two stories help us to know that there is there is no children who cannot learn. Even they may be born with some challenges, or even though they are intelligent, but they may not have certain skill. What we really need is pause to notice ourselves. How are we being affected by the child's inability? And the reason why the child has the inability, and then we discover a solution together by showing them step by step, ensuring the child have a safe place. We do it in a soft tone as well as slow down our pace, no rushing. And so this is where the organic behavior transformation could take place for any children.
Wow. That's amazing, Phoebe. Actually, we in India, we're looking forward to learning the 3P approach from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.